Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fantasy Turf War Season 2, Episode 1. I am, of course, Commissioner Cory Bassett. We are gathered around the fire, so to speak, to launch Fantasy Football Season 2025. And we've got some big changes this year, and I'm not sure if you've been following along, but we're setting world records and hope that you can join us as we go through it. And to help me do that this year, we've brought in some new hosts, some fresh meat, if you will. But he's old meat, but he's fresh meat. You know him, you love him. Let's bring it in. Adam, welcome to Fantasy Turf War, sir. How are you?
I am spectacular. How are you doing, Corey?
I'm good. I'm up right above ground and out of time, I've noticed. So I've been a busy man the last couple of days. So good
Yeah, I
though,
know.
all good.
We've been messaging a lot back and forth. You're like, "Oh my goodness, what's going on?" And
Yeah.
just trying to.
You're like, remember that thing I told you I'd do? Yeah, I forgot. I haven't done it yet. I'm doing it right now, and we're gonna get to it. But it's been fun. It's been an exciting off season. I honestly, I don't think I've actually stopped since last season, so it just keeps going, which is great. It keeps everything alive and well, and football all year round is never a bad thing, right? So
Oh, never.
never. It's been good, but we have some additional help, so we'll bring him in here. We have another guy in the chair, so to speak, and we'll talk a little bit about hopefully what his role might expand to. I'm going to kind of put him on the spot because we didn't talk about this yet. So, welcome to the show. You know him, you might love him, depends on who you are, my family. Welcome to the show, my dad.
Hello, everyone. Good evening.
And how goes it in sunny Florida?
Sunny and hot. Yeah, but life is
Checks.
good. Life is good.
Yep.
You were
And,
mentioning about how you've been busy since the end of the football season. You haven't stopped, but there's been so much activity in the off season. The real NFL didn't stop either. It's crazy. It's like, wait, they're on what team now?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll find out who's paying attention when they go to draft. And they're like, oh yeah, he's on this. Oh, wait, where'd he go?
Had a problem with that already with the Dynasty League. Somebody kept somebody on the roster that isn't even playing football anymore. It's like, oops.
Hey, why not break the news? Keenan
what do you
Allen
got?
just signed a 1-year contract with a Charger for $8 and some odd million. So there you go. Breaking
He
news.
should never have left. He should never have left.
Nope, he should not. He's so good.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is. I think I make a habit of watching the Super Bowl, and then as soon as the Super Bowl's over, I said, okay, it's go time, and I've got to start recruiting teams. But we've changed things a little bit since last season. In a lot of companies, a lot of shows, they change things just a hair, just as they try and get their feelers out there and kind of find out where their pocket is going to be in terms of content and market and all that fun stuff. Yeah. And we have definitely geared ourselves to be more small business oriented in terms of our teams. It was always something that we tried to do, but we went away a little bit from the highly competitive fantasy football side of it. Not that it's not competitive, because of course it is. But we really wanted to focus on the actual small business and promoting businesses side of things. So we made a very concerted effort there. All of our teams in the league this year, with maybe a couple exceptions here or there, are actual businesses in one way, shape, or form. Whether that's a formal brick and mortar business, maybe it's content creator, nonprofit, anything like that. But they do represent something, and that was always the goal: is to promote good people doing good things and just helping them get more eyeballs. And we're doing it through fantasy football. So, what a fun way.
It's all good.
So, all right, where do we start? Let's start. Let's start with, we've got a bunch of people watching in the chats. So if you have yourself a couple questions or anything like that, feel free to throw it in the chat. I see all of them from all of the platforms, and that's one thing we did upgrade this year. We are currently live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, X, Twix, whatever, Instagram, and Rumble. So we are live on all the channels. So if you have questions, please throw them up and we'll get to them. If we get some folks engaging, maybe we got some stuff. I have some stuff to give away today. And it's some good stuff. You might want it. So, throw those in there. And, I think we have a couple people that are in the league other than ourselves. I'm not playing. You guys are. We have some other guests hanging out in the wings, and we'll see if we can bring them on for a couple minutes and have some fun. All right. So this year, we went from 64 teams to 40. So we have gone from 4 divisions of 16, which was fun, right, guys? Didn't you guys have
Oh,
fun
yeah.
last year with 16 teams?
That was fun, but it was challenging, especially in the fantasy league. The talent got diluted so quickly. You really had to know your players, not just your everyday player, but down to the nth degree. It's like that was difficult for the draft last year for sure.
Yeah, that was where luckily we had the advantage of podcasting year round, so we keep up with the guys. We know some of these weird off name guys. We can pull off the third running back for the Tennessee Titans or whatnot and throw them out there, which was a benefit. But then again, as we talked about during our interview with Cory last week, it's about which players get hurt and which don't, to be honest.
You can't always control that, but you can control who you draft. And if you're going to draft somebody, you go get their handcuff. But even in McCaffrey's case last year, that didn't help. You went down to the 4th, 5th running back. So even best laid plans don't always work.
Yep, 100%. Very true. And you end up, picking up someone who may not be on an actual team that week and hope that they get signed because you heard something. Or maybe it was someone's cousin's former roommate and you pull them in that way. So it was interesting. There were some gripes and complaints, rightfully so, in a 16 team because, it's slim pickings out there in the market. So I get it.
Well, 64 teams, 64 personalities.
Of course,
different engagement levels that goes along with it too. You've got the ones who just ghost you, and it's like, wow, that's a cupcake division. Whereas like in my division last year, man, we had a lot of competition there. We had some really good players. Diamond League in Yahoo, Diamond League. It's like, oh, geez.
Yeah, that's something we addressed in the off season. Is due to some decisions we made with different platforms. We didn't know everyone's history, right? And you weren't going to.
Right.
And so when we found out and we put everyone on Yahoo, we're like everybody in one division was diamond or platinum. And we're like, that's tough.
Yeah.
So we balanced it out this year. So it is pretty well, even across the board. I think one division has one more diamond and platinum than the other 3 divisions. So everyone else is pretty parity.
That's all you can ask for.
So we got it close, and that's about as good as we can get it. Trying to keep it at least fun, fair competition. So.
It still comes down to the in-season trades you make, the waiver wires, and, coming down to the advice we give everybody week in, week out, and even last year too. I mean, you got to do your homework if you're going to be competitive.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, with your draft, it matters. I always tell people you can't win your league in your draft, but you can lose it.
Oh, yeah.
And so speaking of drafts, that's a pretty good segue. Both of you are set on your draft order in terms of your efforts required, right? So,
cool.
It's Fantasy Turf War. We always have some sort of shenanigans to deliver our draft order, right? So in the past, we've done simple stuff, what's called 40-yard dash or something like that, which is just a website that just has little football players running across. We've done crazy stuff like a civics test. We tried to get a water park involved this year. Couldn't make it work because of some Canadian wildfires. Thanks a lot. But they're committed to next year, is what they said. So we'll get that running next year. This year we kept the civics test. That seemed to be a fun one. We kept NASCAR, and then we added a couple new ones in there. We added Disney trivia. And we also added Twisted Tetris, which is something I just made up one night. Might have been alcohol infused. And so that one's been actually a lot of fun.
That was twisted. That was twisted. Yeah. You think you know a lot in trivia, and then when you get put in the hot seat, it's like, then you freeze like, I know the answer. I cannot pull it out. So
yeah, it was funny. I was like, no, I know you know that answer, but guess not. So Twisted Tetris, spoiler alert, the video is obviously not done yet. Not all the teams have participated, which I'm going to be keenly hounding them all down via text. You're playing Tetris online on the computer, and I'm asking you random trivia questions while you do it. Everyone seems to do great for the first minute and a half, and then it kind of just goes sideways. So that's a lot of fun.
Just like the Tetris pieces.
And we must be the dumb guys because you just gave us NASCAR, and
it was a random wheel spin.
That was fun last year.
There's
We
a
came in
video
12th
to
place.
prove
I don't
it.
know how everybody else did.
That was fun. I was
Adam,
there last year, and last year the teams that were first and second in the actual race aligned with a fantasy team. They got in an accident the same lap. They went from being first and second picks to last. It's like, yes.
So, Adam, would you like to know what your draft order position is?
I was
have the
eager. I've been so busy, I haven't looked. I do know that our racer came in 12th. I did see that.
He did come in 12th, which was not the best and not the worst. So, good job. That's all I'm going to give you. So, see you later. No,
I don't like the first
There you
or
go.
last spot. I like the middle, to be honest.
what would you
The
say is
sweet
your
spot.
favorite? What's your favorite draft spot in a 10-team league? What's your favorite draft spot?
Because not even because of players, because I like to entertain myself. I love in a 10-team league. I want to be 5 or 6, so I don't get bored. So I'm right there in the middle. So I'm not getting the worst. I'm not like I know who the first 4 or 5 guys are, but I don't want 10 because then you got to wait so long. I love the double pick, but I love being in the middle. I'm a simple drafter, and in the middle, it's more entertaining and for my little pea brain too.
All right. Well, I'm going to pull it up. Are you ready?
Oh,
All right. It is fresh off the press because I just put it together. Video's still coming, of course. You are drafting in 5th.
yes! Look at that. I said 5th. That'll work.
And I got to figure out why my screen's all dragged
I
over.
see the
weird,
racers, but I don't see
So
the
I will actually screwed that reveal up because I put the racer results, not the draft order results slide, which look identical. So give me about 10 seconds while I stall with
That's
poor
still good
jokes.
information, though.
Well, it's funny. Of the guys in front of me, I didn't know a lot of their names anyway because I have watched NASCAR for a while. I would have
don't
asked
know.
for Denny because Denny's from Virginia.
That's
Thank
cool.
I
goodness
saw
didn't.
the guy who won is in the 24 car, and I was like, oh, cool, Jeff Gordon.
Gordon.
Not anymore. No. Nope.
All right, there we
He's
go.
probably fun. There we go.
So first pick overall is Sprigworks. Second overall is Loftside Banter.
He's on
and
here.
I believe he's waiting in the wings.
Wow.
So we'll talk to him. That's news.
Tank
Tank Talk is in
Alpha
3rd.
Clash. Nice.
Yep, Alpha Clash.
Rad Dad.
We'll talk to them here in a little bit.
That's going to be a good division.
Adam, you and JJ are 5th. Dragon's Horde is in 6th place, 6th draft order. Zynga Prints, which is a 3D printing company, they're in 7th. Gruger Games, which is my soon-to-be brother-in-law, Roberto. They have a Whatnot stream. Art of Silence, which they have donated some stuff to our weekly giveaways. That's DJ Hall.
Ooh.
And Rad Dad from last year, Dennis and his whole team is on this year. So that is Division 4's draft orders. So just did that one this afternoon.
Nice.
Some point today.
Sweet. I already know who it is.
Woo!
Well, that's good. You wanted the middle of the road. You got it. I have to say, I am not a fan of the end cap either. One of my drafts that we did the draft order, I got picked 10. It's like, no, not 10. You know, I'd rather be in that sweet spot, somewhere between 7, 8, 9, somewhere in that area. Not at the very end, but enough to get elite talent in that first round and elite talent in the second round. And then maybe have a shot at something good 3rd and 4th rounds as well. But yeah,
there's that surprise thing they're trying. Have you ever done 3rd round reversal, which helps that 10th team where you go all the way through the first, all the way through the second. I did it for the first time on Fast Draft, and then the 3rd round, the 10th pick is number 1, and it just snakes the rest of the draft because you think the first guy is going to take Chase more likely than not. They're going to take Chase or Bijan. Then they're going to get the 20th pick, and the 20th pick easily could be like Kyron Williams, could be Bucky Irving. They're already stacked at running back. And then they get a second guy, which is the other one of those guys. So the idea is that instead of them being 3 stacked, it goes to the 3rd. I've only done it that this summer for the first time in my 26 years of football, but it's a great idea. I just don't know if it's set up in all systems or not.
I'm lucky I'm in two other leagues, and they are how you finished is how you draft the next year. So if you won it, again, you're going to get 10th pick of the draft, but that's the penalty. That's the reward for winning the league. So
that's
you
why
can
we
kind of
tank
control
for
your own
Trevor every
fate.
year.
Control. Yeah, right. Tank Trevor. Tank for Trevor.
Yeah. So there's
Thank
Division
you.
4, Division 1, 2, 3. We're still working through. We're getting those together. It's 40 teams, lots of coordination, lots of moving parts. So we're gonna get that together soon. Let's talk. So we'll talk a little bit more about the league, and then we'll dive into the draft conundrum that I've found myself in. So the league, we have 4 divisions of 10 teams. So 10-team leagues, pretty fun. The scoring records, of course, are going to be all new category because they have to, right?
Mhm.
It would not be fair to have all the existing records just be completely shattered by a 10-team league. So they'll just exist separately from everybody else, which is cool. So it means more people get records.
Oh,
so
yeah, exactly. They still have the record. Nobody can beat it. Nobody can touch it.
I still have the belt. That's all that matters. I forgot to bring it downstairs. It's
downstairs. Isn't JJ here too?
no,
See, I
he's
saw-
no. That was from Saturday when we did our draft. It's a picture I sent you. So we did our auction draft this weekend. That's literally I think
fun.
the only time I see him all year. That's not online.
So that's good, and that's one of the things we like to do is our trophies from Trophy Smack. We partnered with them last year to create a 1-of-1 ring. So it won't be the same this year. We will do one this year. It won't be exactly the same. But then we also did division trophies. So let's see if my memory serves me right. Division 1, I forgot already. So we're just going to name all 4. We have a giant neck chain was voted on by one of the divisions. A wrestling belt, which is now in the lovely hands of Adam. It's also really freaking heavy. So there's also a trophy that I need to check if that new replacement piece to the top of it that broke got shipped out or not yet. That is sitting over with Pastor Jack. And we also have a replica Lombardi trophy, which is still sitting with me because they didn't sign the paperwork. But
Are they still
Pastor Jack got me in the last week, man. I'm still feeling the pain from it. I had that
he's a
trophy in my
sneaky man.
hands.
He is a sneaky man. He does that to me in our league we do together. Like I know him from our other league, and he finds some way to sneak in like that. I don't get it.
Yeah, high drama the last week. 3 teams vying for that final title and couldn't pull it off.
Yeah, and we of course have a championship trophy to go with. So there's 4, 1 for each division, and a championship trophy. All of them are different recipients. Last year, our current reigning champion is Renee Neal of Renee Neal Photography, out of, I think she's out of Naples, Florida. So definitely Florida. Probably got the town wrong. But that trophy is also massive. Luckily, did not break in shipping like one of the others did. And so exciting stuff there. And then we also have America's best team, America's favorite team, which is not the Cowboys because that's a lie. It is Boba Sensei. So she's not able to join us this year. She's going to try and join us next year. Just business things going on. She worked that ground game to get those votes by. She has a boba shop in Pennsylvania. She was not intervening or interrupting. She was talking and conversing with her customers and got every single customer or something like that to convert to a vote as she was bringing him up. So
that's how you spread the word.
She earned it.
No, that's good.
So she's got a nice trophy hanging out at her shop. So, we're going to add a couple this year. We are going to add a loser trophy, the overall loser trophy, with some of the missteps. Let's say lessons learned from last year. We did not execute the punishments like I had promised. It was just there were a couple things that just didn't seem right to kind of push things that way. So we are doing it this year, 100%. There will be a punishment for every division loser, like the last place in each division, and there will be an overall punishment for the very bottom player. So that's called the ARC. People. Yeah.
You almost have to not try to be that bad. Seriously, you have to not submit your lineup, not know that your person was either injured for the last 3 weeks or had a bye. I mean, you almost had to try to lose.
Yeah, and that was one of the things is we had 3 teams that had some of them even went as far as drafting, like full on. They were participants in the draft and just never submitted a lineup for week 1 and never submitted a lineup all the way to week 3. And we're like, what happened? And so we had some teams that graciously stepped up, and
we
a couple of them still found themselves kind of in the bottom-ish to where the punishment would have been on the hook. And I was like, it didn't really sit right there. Look, it was a learning year kind of thing. So luckily, all 3 of the teams that stepped in have come back this year for defend their honor, so to speak. So,
show that it wasn't them. It was whoever drafted for them.
So if they make the bottom, look, this one's on them. Like, was it first one? Shame on you.
Yeah.
Shame on me for this.
Shame on me.
Absolutely.
So they're all back. They're all willing participants in the sufferings. I mean, in the championships.
The fun.
So,
yes.
Yeah. So it's good stuff. And I'm excited. We do have one piece of news. I have an open spot. As of this morning, I have officially one open spot. I will not say what division because I don't want someone to not join because of the draft shenanigans. So I have one open spot, and the catch is it's already been paid for, and they still dropped.
Wow.
It's free. So if someone is watching at home that knows someone, whether that's themselves as just a solo competitor, you just want to be in the league with us, or hopefully probably more favorably, you're some sort of business content creator, nonprofit, something like that, where being on a platform like this could benefit you by getting, 40 other teams eyeballs, hopefully, kind of sharing with you and participating with us and growing in that direction. There's an open spot. So please email me. Either comment in the chat or email me, fantasyturf4@gmail.com. All the social medias, it's available. Like it's easy to get a hold of me if you're interested. I'm going to move pretty quick because we're going to segue to the next part of this as to why we have to move quickly. I'm going to Antarctica in less than 7 days, so I'm going to be kind of busy and cold, very cold.
Yep.
So that is one of the things that we had to share this year. We are going to share this year is that we, as far as we've been able to find, we being me, myself, and ChatGPT, cannot find another example of a fantasy football league that has been commissioned or played on the continent of Antarctica. So we are working to shore up what we need to do to make that a Guinness World Record. We have a little bit of a connection to people at Guinness World Records where we might be able to make that a little bit smoother. But in hopes and in theory, we are the first and only fantasy football league commissioned from Antarctica this year. So all 40 of us, all 40 of our teams, plus Fantasy Turf 4 as a whole, would be sharing in the record. So if in theory we got some sort of certificate, there would be one for everyone. We'll make sure that happens so that we're all sharing in the success of doing this. So if nothing else, there's an open spot for someone to be a Guinness World Record holder potentially. So, who doesn't want that?
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be fun. And that's why I've asked to bring in some help because if you've learned anything about Antarctica or take a look at it, the internet is not the greatest out there in terms of streaming. Phone calls, emails, that kind of thing, that's all fine. Not going to have any issues. But streaming content 2, 3, 4 times a week, not practical. So we will be offloading. We'll be asking Adam and perhaps my dad, if he's willing to be put on the spot like that, to step in and help us out. And we might have another host, which we're talking to. They weren't able to make it today. To kind of sit in and make this thing go around while I go to the bottom of the planet and hang out with penguins.
Yeah. I want to see a picture of you hugging a penguin holding a football.
It would never see the light of day because they're, I don't know what governing body does it, but they're protected animals and I'm not supposed to go near them. So
darn.
I had a very lengthy discussion with Penguins this week, so not with Penguins, about Penguins. Look, if I start talking to the Penguins, it's probably time to go.
Unless they're from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so I leave. I will be in the air this time next week, so it is coming faster than I thought, faster than I'd hoped. I kind of hoped I'd be hanging out a little bit longer, but yeah, so it's going, and hopefully, I think we've definitely got the right team on board, and I'm very happy they were willing and able to join me on this. So otherwise, I told you, Adam, this morning. It was on the chopping block. It might not have happened this year because I just couldn't figure out how I was going to do this thing from, I don't even know how many miles away that is.
10, 12.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
You can walk.
Not far. Swim a little bit.
Right. So, yeah, I'm excited. When the opportunity came up and when I started talking to folks, and I talked to somebody who had been on McMurdo Station, which is one of the main places down there. He'd been in there for 27 years. I think there's a couple of people who've been there longer. There is no record of anybody even playing on an app kind of thing on the continent. So we're going to plant that flag until someone proves it otherwise. And yeah, it'll be fun.
Well, the next pass just a second, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's true.
They're first loser. That's all they are. No, we got it.
That's what Junior says. First loser, second place.
But it'll be fun. So, I was I don't know if it's too cliche or too corny, but we'll be the coolest league or fantasy football league on the planet.
I like that. That is cool.
We'll also be the best fantasy football league on the continent. So there's that. Look, 1 out of 7, right? Yeah. So it'll be fun. There's a bunch of merchandise stuff I'm working on, on top of all the other things I put on my list that I shouldn't have. But they make for some good shirts.
It's all good.
Let's see.
You should sell ice packs. Fantasy Turf War ice packs.
Ice packs. I did make a new character. I'll see if I can upload it while we're.
Oh, we're talking about that.
I did make a new character. I'll see if I can upload a picture of him real quick. While we're talking about other stuff. Let's see. We have quite a bit of people in the chat or watching on all the platforms. Again, we're currently on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and Rumble. And we have some stuff to give away. So what if we give away some stuff while we talk about some stuff?
That's always fun.
Let's see. Let's segue into maybe what we can expect this year, and we'll talk about giveaways. So
cool.
Let's go ahead and kick it off. Every week during the regular season, we will be asking a trivia question on Tuesday. Our Tuesday show, just like you're watching now, it'll be something. It'll be football related in some way, shape, or form. The answer is C. Anyways, it could be as who scored the most touchdowns this week, who's got the most rushing yards currently this year, what team is currently ranked number 29 in Fantasy Turf War, right? Like, it could be anything, but it'll be easy enough that if you just look, you can answer it. No problem. It shouldn't take more than 5 minutes. You'll submit that answer to our email box, which once the new website is published, you'll be able to see that as well. Submit that to that, and then on the following week, we will give you the answer to that one, so to this week's trivia question, and then give you the next one, so that you just keep coming back every week, and we keep asking new questions. If you are selected randomly from the people who submitted correct answers, you will be given a prize pack, which Adam, I think you just got one, didn't you?
I have it with me. It's turning colors because my camera. There it is. Ooh.
I see a box.
Yes, you will also get a box.
Ooh.
So I'll grab one too.
Ooh.
Koozies.
Koozies.
What team do you root for, Cameron?
Well, if you're America, you got to be for America's team, right? The Cowboys.
Oh.
1 star.
I was going to say if you were your son's kind of thing. I got an Ashton Genty football card.
Nice.
Yeah, rookie card.
Yeah.
And Alpha Clash.
Yeah. So
Nice. Those are
have
cool
a
cards.
starter deck. So that's a good way to segue. So I'll share one of the ones I have over here. So they'll come in these bubble mailers. Each one has pretty much the same thing with a couple of exceptions. So you'll get one of our start sit coins, which I'm not going to do the whole camera look at my camera thing, which are currently available on our website. They're $5. Start sit coins, if you've never heard of them before, there's always a couple wide receivers or something like that, usually, where you can't pick between the two of them. You just, you're so locked into your rankings, you can't decide. So instead of putting the pressure on you, you put pressure on our character, which is on both sides of the coin. His name is Little Jimmy, which is a huge inside joke. But his name is Little Jimmy. You put the pressure on him, flip the coin, and do what the coin says. And then this way, if it goes wrong, you just blame Little Jimmy on the coin. And look, it wasn't your fault. Little Jimmy flipped the coin. Like, look, it happens, right? They are $5. They're cool, nice, solid porcelain poker chips, just like you'd get in Las Vegas. Kind of heavy. $5 on our shop.
Good quality, good size, yeah.
And they go directly to support putting the show together. So those are cool. You'll get one if you win the prize pack. I've also got some little business cards and stuff. I like this one. You will get a little drink koozie. This one says, "I suck at fantasy football." Oh, I should have sent this one to you, Adam.
Oh, I understand why you did.
Fired from somebody not even in the league. That's
I am in the league. What are you talking about?
Well, you're not playing. You're not putting the reputation on the line.
Look,
I got Fallout balls out.
There you go.
And my picture is not great. There we go.
There you go.
Gotta learn that for promo stuff.
So we have those. You'll get those. We also have some of the this year's Halloween football cards. So you'll get a couple of those packs.
Those are cool borders too, by the way. Very
they
cool
are.
Borders.
And if you get, I was telling Adam, if you get a numbered one, there's some money in those cards. So they are very hard to find.
I think you got me a broken pack. My pack was broken. There were no numbers.
Yeah, that's my bad. I'll talk to I'll have my Panini people talk to your Panini people, and and then you'll also get a pack of Alpha Clash cards, which is their Equilibrium set. So Adam,
nice.
You have the starter deck, but the giveaway packs will have the giveaway prize packs will have a pack of Alpha Clash cards in it.
Those are
so they're
sharp
great,
looking.
Great
I love
cards.
The foils.
Which is also a good segue. So Alpha Clash, whose parent company is called Rising Empire Studios, is one of our official sponsors for this season. We have a whole bit that we'll get into a little bit later, but they are our partners this year. So they have generously donated some booster boxes. Very generous with their time as well. It's a great card game. If you haven't looked into it, take a look. My son kicked my butt at it the first time he played, so he doesn't play anymore. And
he's been banned from playing.
Yeah, but they're really taking it to kind of the main trading card games out there and trying to reimagine what that kind of whole company and structure and community looks like. And so that they have a trading card game, which we just showed. They also have a book, a board game, a kind of a solo board game, and they also have comics. So all of it is in the same universe, all the same shared story. So kind of like an MCU deal across different mediums. And so you'll find the same consistencies throughout, which is pretty cool. And they're, like I said, they're trying to do a different kind of a way of like distributing their product and how they market things, and it's pretty cool. They were just at Gen Con, which I missed, but
yeah, my son's excited. He had a buddy over, so we'll get into it. We're gonna break it up.
Right, what other shop do we have to talk about?
And then we also have this is random, depending on what week you win. I'm not going to give away what week you're going to have it. One of our teams in the league is the Art of Silence, DJ Hall, Don. I used to be stationed with him in Las Vegas when we were in the Air Force together. He's a comic book artist. One of the projects he did was called Deputized. So you'll get one of the comics that he did. His name's on the bottom right there. So I have a few of those. I think there's 3 or 4 of them. And then you'll also, when you submit the question or your answer to the question, you'll declare what your favorite team is. gives us a little bit of feedback as to who likes what, and then we will also give you in return some football cards from your team. So we've divvied out from our mass stacks of football cards into select teams, and then if you like the 1-star Cowboys, then you'll get a couple
wow
stacks of Cowboy cards to go with.
Dissing somebody who's a Raiders fan? Come on, man.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything.
I'm
a Dolphins
we got to hear it. Dolphins.
I'm a Dolphins fan. We all
The
stink.
stadium is beautiful. The stadium's beautiful. They've got, great looking jerseys. That's about as far as it goes, though, isn't it?
They had a really good team in '72.
No, now it sounds like the '85 Bears fans.
All right.
We were good back then.
They had one loss.
All right.
That's all that matters.
That's true. For a Dolphin fan, that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
One loss.
Them, David Tyree. Those are our favorite players.
All right, so let's do this. We've got a few people in the chats, so let's give away some stuff now that you've seen what's in the prize packs. There's some more stuff.
Bring it,
so
guys. Bring it.
Let's do. We'll do this. Football is my favorite season koozie.
Nice.
And a pack of Alpha Clash cards. All right. Let's see. What kind of question should we ask?
Ooh.
Oh, it's easy. Name. Let's see. First one to put in the chat on any of the platforms. They all cross post, I believe, all except for Twitter. First one to post. Give me one team name from last season of Fantasy Turf War.
Well, that's easy. That's too easy.
So we'll see. I have a few of these. We could do a couple of these.
Andrew, I see him in the chat.
What's he got? Fantasy Couriers. All right, Andrew. I will get with you, and we'll hook you up with football is my favorite season and a pack of Alpha Clash Equilibrium cards.
Wait a self-promote, Adam. Well done.
Right.
I added him to our website.
All right, hang on.
Our website. He's got a special spot on our website.
That's awesome. Start of the week, Andrew.
Right.
That's Lofton.
So
that's Lofton.
Look, I got a stack of these things, and they need to go by August 12th. So maybe we'll keep going with that.
Yeah.
So we'll do a little bit of that in a minute. Let's move over to NFL. Let's talk predictions for the NFL this year. My Raiders are going to win the Super Bowl, so anything else is irrelevant. Okay,
are
we
they
can
a
move
Canadian
on
team now?
Wow.
Canadian football?
No, they're in the high school league.
Oh, I thought they might be in the Rocks US
I thought that was the Dolphins again.
Oh, they don't even play. They got pulled over.
So,
Right.
are you looking for a Super Bowl? Are you looking for playoffs? Are you looking for?
So let's go off the cuff, no prep. Don't worry. I mean, Adam probably has more of a reputation with Fantasy Pros, but let's see. Let's go kind of position by position. Who do you think ends up end of the year QB1?
There's a lot to choose from. If it's not,
I'm just gonna say right now, I'm not on the Tony Richardson train anymore, so I'm just
finally
say that
jumped
you're
off
good.
the train.
That guy.
I went pretty hard on it last year.
You have to go look to see what kind of depth is out there, and you could easily go, oh, it's got to be like Jalen Hurts or Josh Allen or something like that. Lamar Jackson's got a stacked team at his disposal, but it's always gonna be a question: how are they going to use him? I would have thought, and my pick probably would have been, might still be, Daniels out of Washington. But Scary Terry's, they got to get him signed. If they can sign Terry McLaurin, I'd say they might be the team to beat. They'll give Philadelphia a run, I think. But QB1, I'll put it out there. I'll put Daniels. Just you can pick one of a half dozen and be in the running.
Till they cancel the tush push, it's Jalen Hurts. Like that's
can't go wrong with that.
We just did our shows and self-promotion. You can check my rankings out on fantasycareers.com. But no, I'll put Jalen Hurts up there. Like most people, Josh Allen's, I mean, he's pretty much been the guy for the last couple of years. And he's been the consistent guy. Everyone else has sort of moved. But they kept the tush push. Jalen Hurts that's 15 touchdowns And I think Saquon regresses this year, so Jalen Hurts has to pass more. Meaning he's got more passing yards, which he doesn't usually get. More touchdowns, more tush push. Jalen Hurts.
Hard to disagree. I agree with Saquon having a bit of regression, but I think it's in Philadelphia's best interest to do that. Make him last longer, many more seasons, by not having him as the workload. I thought it was a phenomenal coup d'etat picking him up last year. But hard to go against it. I also like Joe Burrow. He's got the talent around him. I just want to see that kid win. But the problem is they got to win in September sometime, because if they get behind the 8 ball like they have the last few years, they're playing catch up, and that's hard to do in that conference, in that division.
All right. I like it. I would say I've always had a thing, like I've always rooted for Josh Allen. That's a whole different story. I would think for his new wife, Haley Steinfeld's Hawkeye. Anyways. Look, superheroes with bow and arrows. Who doesn't like that? Josh Allen, he's always been pretty good. Decent guy too. Joe Burrow, I'd root for. He's got a Batmobile. So.
I mean, you could have easily named Lamar Jackson.
Lamar.
I could definitely see the case for Lamar. He had a great year last year.
That's the line though, right there. Those 5 guys, more or less.
Tier 1.
Yeah.
I call him Tier 1. I see everybody else being not just a step lower, but a significant step lower.
So we're not on the Geno Smith train, is what I'm getting at here.
We had this conversation.
A Raider quarterback, really? You're going to go there with a Raider quarterback again?
I saw a report, ESPN, and the comment he made was like, "I'm feeling pretty good." It's like,
he doesn't have a bad team there, but he doesn't have any support. They
can be a little more hyped, Yeah. Like, we're going to kill it this year. We're doing great, and I'm feeling pretty good.
No, all the fans are like, "Hey, we're going to go to Vegas and go gamble. Oh, there's a football game across the street. Okay,
yeah,
we're going to sell tickets."
It's like the Cubs.
Still need it. Hey, you watch it. That game yesterday was some bull. From the words of my 4-year-old, and I'll be good as time. He goes, "That's bullshit."
Wow.
You couldn't see. You guys even know what I'm talking about?
No.
There was a play yesterday. Batter hits the ball. Fielder kind of stumbles a little bit and chucks it to first base, and runner had it by a good 1.5 feet. It was overturned because on replay he didn't touch the base.
Oops.
He never touched first, or at least not in the time where the determinant was. And so people were really upset at the game, to where my son screamed something out and everyone loved it. So.
Wow.
Yeah. They also hit where you bounce over second base if they tag you in midair on the screen. It's that old school baseball. It's like you hit a bump, you're gonna bounce over the base.
Close counts in the old school. Yeah.
If there were no replay, he'd have been fine. But he actually missed first base by like that much.
Yeah.
And then they took So it would have given them the tying run. So they took away the run. They ended up losing. They also beamed PCA Pete Crow Armstrong on the first pitch of an inning, just straight to the head. It's like, come on.
That's what they did in old school. You do something like you hit a home run last time, you're going to be in line for one. Boom, retribution.
So yeah.
I want them to bring it back. It was part of the game. But anyway, that's baseball.
So was steroids. But
well, yeah.
Oh wait, he's a Mark McGwire fan,
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
When he played for my Cardinals.
Look, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, that chase was great. Epic. Baseball. Like,
it was good for baseball. Yeah, it was.
Saved it, brought it back.
All right, QB1. So not Geno Smith, right? Right, Corey?
Not Geno Smith.
No.
All right.
You're gonna go with Josh Allen though?
I would hope for Josh Allen. I think it'd be probably, if I had to guess, Lamar Jackson would probably be a good, solid guess.
It's a toss-up. You can name any of those and justify them. Yeah.
I think one of the interesting conversations this year would be the tight end game. So obviously last year was kind of a kerfuffle, and that Bowers just started going unleashed on everybody, which is great for me. Do you think he keeps that up? Regression sophomore year?
I'm saying with the depth that they have at the tight end receiver spot, I think he has as good of a season last year because of lack of options. That's just my take on things. I mean, they don't have the marquee receivers like a lot of other teams have, where you're going to have a receiver who's going to get, 15 balls thrown out of a game. They don't have that A-list player, I don't think, on the Raiders. So I think Bowers benefits by not having, others around him. They drafted well, I thought, but I think he's going to still be the game in town. My thoughts.
I think he's still my tight end too, and he might move lower up. Is he going to be? He's got Geno Smith. There's our problem. But Geno Smith has never targeted a tight end per se. He does, and they're going to run his Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll wants to run on first, second, third, fourth, and fifth down. So G is going to be tired. They're going to give it to. They have my boy Mostert. They've been talking about giving him some. Jacoby Myers is a great number 2. There's a rookie that if you're looking for late in rounds, Fantasy Star Force people, his last name is Thornton.
Yep.
Keep an eye for Thornton. Forget about Bash, but this kid Thornton, he is big and fast, and he's going to be a name we're going to be talking about come first week of waivers, I'm sure, if nobody has him.
If they get drafted, I agree.
Yeah, I get him. I've got him in all my dynasty teams because I got him so late. But I think he's going to be taking over. He'll be their other receiver over there, and it'll help Brock Bowers not get double teamed. But then again, Geno's tossing him the ball. So I got him as number 2. So it's not like he's dropping off the face of the earth. I think there's basically 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 tight ends. And then after that, just don't play one.
Yeah.
Because it's bad.
It's
very bad.
Which, I mean, look, there's been a couple of years in fantasy world where, you're only talking 3 names and then the rest wait to pick up in the end. Because
if you don't pick up the first 3, don't draft until round 10,
Yep. So I'll take a healthy market of tight ends to pick from.
I think it's a better market this year in fantasy to pick up at least somebody who could be serviceable, at least through that number 6 spot, perhaps maybe 7 if you really stretch it. But
Evan Ingram's my guy this year. Evan Ingram,
he's new home.
Yeah, well, he's going to be their joker. Sean Payton. Sean Payton had oh golly, I just lost his name. I got his image with the Saints. Jimmy Graham. Was a stud there, and Ingram is a good. He's shown he's had 2 great years as a tight end. Last year he got hurt and sort of was down all year, but put him in that system. If anybody listens to us know, I'm joking. Like the Broncos are my favorite team this year. I love some Bo Nix. I love Sean Payton.
Bo Nix. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good combo. Yeah.
And I did Bo Nix come to the pros, but then I saw that pairing. I'm like, oh, and Bo Nix is my number 6 quarterback. Like he's the first guy outside that top tier. I'm that in love with that team. But Ingram is a guy, I have him ranked 6. He's usually ranked about 10, 11, 12, but people are going to be happy they drafted him as their tight end in the 12th round or whatever.
I agree.
He's starting to move up for drafts, but I think he's going to be a sneaky guy in there because, I mean, you got the standard stock guys up top. McBride, Kittle's my number 1. Bowers, I'd be happy with any of those. Andrews, he's going to be lately drafted, and he's going to have a good year too because Likely just got hurt. And Andrews, the last part of the season was killer until the playoff game. But other than that, he killed him. But other than that, I mean, the first month was bad, but the rest of the year he was Mark Andrews. So
honestly, I almost dropped him in my dynasty league after the 4th, 5th week. It's like this guy's not the same anymore. I can do so much better.
I got him off
waiver wires. It's like I'm just gonna keep him. I'm glad I did, but
he's so low. We did auction draft, and good players go for like $60. Players go for 20. I got Mark Andrews for $4 last weekend as my tight end.
That's a steal.
They were like, what? I was like, yeah. I was just going to pay probably 10, 12. Like I wasn't going to kill myself just in case, but
they let it go cheap.
I'm rolling. I'm running with Mark Andrews, taking him away. But I love some tight ends. That's what I'm wearing. I'm wearing my tight end university.
That was a great show. I was watching that. It was good stuff. Good.
Yeah, they don't promote it. I haven't heard as much about it. It happened this summer. I saw little snippets pop up that they were doing it. But support the tight end.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hardest position to learn.
On that note, how far do you think Kelsey falls this year?
6.
6? Okay.
Yeah.
That's where I got him. He's still
if you expected like buying into the hype train or whatever it may be. Like if you drafted him thinking he was going to carry your team, he did not do that last year. So
Some people like to blame Taylor Swift for that. I don't think I can necessarily. I always thought Mahomes was too hyped up to begin with, but they had a combination between Kelsey and Mahomes. It just, you could not stop it at one point. Whatever you did, it was not going to stop that connection. I also see him dropping quite a bit. I mean, but I don't think it's because of the Taylor Swift thing. But I think it's just because, you've got so many other factors. You've got a run game that doesn't quite exist. You've got receivers that aren't consistently there all the time.
Suspended.
Or suspended. Yeah, exactly. Hurt or suspended or both. And I think Kelsey's still going to get a share, but I don't think it's going to be like the tight end one off the board automatically. He's the guy to take like he has been in years past. It's not going to be that way.
Yeah, that's where it comes to like doing your homework. Because if you watch like media, social media, ESPN, anything, like Kelsey's the tight end that everyone knows because of the Taylor Swift thing, which kind of like props up his value. So as long as you're doing your research, you should understand that that's not necessarily the case. Now, he may be the best tight end that's available when it gets to you, but that doesn't mean he's the best tight end.
And that's the thing. Are you willing to take him at whatever round that might be? But it's not going to be the first few rounds like it has been in the past.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you can get him,
it was automatic before, and now it's not.
Absolutely.
He's in those top 6 or 7. Like he's at the end of that top 6 or 7 that you're going to want. And then after that is a colossal drop off. And Father Time's catching up. The defense was so good. They didn't have to do a lot, and Mahomes spread it around. So, I mean, you could get him there. He could be like Evan Ingram. You'd be like, whoa. And then maybe, I mean, Tony Gonzalez was good into his late 30s. There's a possibility. I mean, my number one tight end is Kittle, and he's only a couple years younger, but he's the only show in town, and I love George Kittle.
That's a really true point about why Kittle's number one on most people's tight end boards. He is almost the only show in town at that point at the receiver or tight end spot. I mean, they are depleted with injury. People have left, like Debo.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm a defense, I am licking my chops. I am double teaming Kittle. He is not going to beat me because you're going to have to beat me somewhere else. Not going to be through Kittle. But I still think he's still going to get a share for sure. Yeah. I would say there's a reason why he's ranked number 1.
Yeah, McCaffrey will miss time, which opens up his share more. So.
Yeah,
I love
McCaffrey. Year, McCaffrey might not. It's the other year. Every other year. This is his year. Let's see what happens.
I love McCaffrey. I've got a few of his autographs on different things. I ran into him at the airport and didn't know it.
Oh man.
Yeah. Whoops. But fantasy wise, he just every time I have him on my team, just get screwed. So
don't draft him. Let's see if he has a good year.
I have him on a dynasty league. Could you just don't draft him this year? Just leave him in America. Right. Leave him in America.
Yeah, my sister had him on a dynasty league, and she ended up in last place.
I had changed, so it helped. I still got the championship game.
That's what happens. What are the goods you got? Running backs. Running backs, I think, are going to be a big, big question mark.
No,
he's got one guy.
It's Bijan.
Gibbs,
Bijan, and then there's a group of guys like Barkley. So if you historically, Barkley, I have him too high. I have him at 3. Barkley, according to every single other human being since they kept that did what he did, he won't finish any better than 14 or 15, if that. And we're talking good guys. We're talking Sean Alexander. We're talking Jamal Lewis, who came back and did it again a few years later. Like the number of touches and all that stuff. I can't believe that. So I think Barkley's gonna still be good. You're gonna use him.
I hope so because he's a good person. It's a good story.
History says no. History says that he is gonna suck so bad. I'm not gonna draft him. I got that 5 spot. So if you're in my league, I'll have to. But it's gonna be hard to draft him at that 5 hole, the Austin Cindric hole here. I'm hoping he's the guy that will be sitting right there looking at me because it's Bijan, it's Gibbs, but Bijan to me is above Gibbs because of Montgomery and Ben Johnson's gone. I love Gibbs. I have a team with Bijan and Gibbs. I'm very excited. But Bijan is a monster. If it wasn't Bijan, the name I would say is Derrick Henry. He's an android. He's a robot.
Had him on my team last year in this league. Of course, I had him and Mixon in the same league last year, and they were off week 14. They are off the same week. I got crushed. that's heading into playoffs. It's like not good if I don't have my two big dogs. But I love Derrick Henry. I think he's. I don't know. I don't understand the rankings where he's at now. I don't understand why he's so low. But I also have to say about Bijan, it's like we thought the same thing about Bijan the last year or two. It's like, oh, he's going to have the great year this year. Oh, it's going to be this year, and I just haven't seen it yet. I'd like to see it, but they just haven't produced yet. And part of it's because they still didn't utilize him, I think, the way they should have. They kept thinking that Algier is going to be part of the equation. It's like, look, he is a one-trick pony. I mean, you got to run Bijan. Just feed him the ball. Show him, show everybody what he can do.
Last year he did it. 1,500 yards, 14 touchdowns, 61 receptions, 400 yards. He was
very quiet.
The problem is we forget it because Saquon was out of this world.
Dominant.
Yeah. Like there was no, like, it was Saquon, Jamar Chase, and then everybody else on the planet Earth. Yeah. And Bowers could be up there. Those three guys just killed the fantasy world. If you had any of those guys and you didn't get a ring, which I didn't with one, it hurt. It hurt really bad. But yeah, so I think just take him, and with the regression, I think
you've got a young Penix at quarterback, and I think he's going to need that comfort zone of being able to dish it off to Bijan, give him some freedom from the pressure. So I think he's gonna have a great year, both Dix and Bijan. I'm really curious to see where that Atlanta team can go because they continually disappoint people in the South.
So who do you think number one, Cameron? Who would you say if you had to pick one?
It would for me. I think it'd have to be between Bijan and Barkley. I would probably lean more towards Barkley just because I just wanted him to get the record so badly last year, and him being a stand-up guy said, I'm going to sit this one out and let the accolades go where it needs to be. It's like what kind of guy does that? Everybody else would have just taken the reins and said, feed it to me. I want that record. No, he's not that kind of guy, but love to see some Barkley again do well. I think he's still going to have a great season. I do like Gibbs, but I think until they officially endorse him as being the 1A or just the one, then you're always going to be getting some sort of timeshare despite Montgomery and the goal line work and things like that. But you cannot deny the talent of Gibbs. You cannot. He is just that talented. I'm very curious without their head coordinator what that team's going to look like this year for everybody involved, receivers, tight ends alike, let alone running back spot.
Cool. Yeah, I think I agree. I like Bijan. I think I put Henry probably as number one this year. I'm a believer in the running back drop offs. So it happens. Like age catches up to all of us. And I'm more of a historical data guy than kind of gut hope instinct kind of guy. So historical data, I would think he drops quite a bit, which would be extremely unfortunate. I hope it doesn't. I hope I'm wrong.
Right.
I hope this is my Tony Richardson moment of the year, and I am just so wrong. But we'll see.
If you're going with statistical data, 31-year-old running back. Although he's not human though, that helps. I mean, Derrick Henry is the Terminator. That's what he is. He's got a Terminator skeleton. Like, dude is a freaking monster. He eats football players for breakfast. I don't know. I
love the commercials where he's taking the whole living room set off the football field. Good stuff. I mean, yeah. Again, he is just a beast. Not to take from beast mode, Corey, but yeah. But he's absolutely a stud.
And he's so underrated too. So you're going to get him. You're going to get him at a bargain. You're not going to get him at that number one. Or I have him at 5. I got him, I think, lower than some people. So
I've even seen as low as 10 on running backs. It's like that's not possible, and I don't see that happening. But I'd love to be in that league. Whoever
it's the age. For me, it scares him. It's that age statistic. He's still old.
Yep. All right, let's see. Before we get to receivers, let's give another giveaway.
Yeah.
So I have another Koozie. Game day, and another pack of Alpha Clash cards. Thank you, Alpha Clash.
The Clash.
Let's see. Let's go with an NFL question this time. Let's see. Who is the all-time? I think is my computer froze there for a second. Who is the all-time leading rusher? And Andrew, as much as I'm sure you might know the answer, you can't win. You can't win twice. Yes. Who has the most rushing yards in NFL history? First one to put that in the chat, and we'll see whenever that pops up.
Cameron, you know that one, don't you?
I misspelled it too. My keyboard's sticking a little bit.
JJ Wang's favorite football player of all time, in case anybody wants to know.
Oh, are you putting it in there?
Yeah. He put it in our chat.
I don't know who Emmett Smith is.
I typed it, my key stuck, and it's fat fingered it. Or with 5 other excuses, I'll leave. Yeah.
Adam, should we allow that answer?
I don't know who that is. It's did he put it in the form of a question?
What is?
it's the German spelling of it.
Is that Cam Smith? Which Smith is that?
Cam Smith.
Right. Just Smith.
That's funny.
It's Smitty. Mr. Smith.
Mr. Smith, we missed you.
Will Smith.
Will Smith. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So, all right, cool, Dad. I'll send you that off.
That's cool.
We'll give another one away in a minute.
Anybody remembers his rookie campaign? He held out. Yeah, he was only there for, was it 10 weeks? And it's like he held out because he thought he was worth more than what everybody else thought he was, but he was right. He still almost got 1,000 yards on a very, very short season.
Yeah. Always one of the greats. So can't knock that. Hard to deny it. So
you also have to have a good system around you too. You know.
Oh, and he did.
You look at the teams that have won multiple times within short amount, years. They've had the program, they've had the system in place to be successful, and of course all the Viking picks that that went with it the years before to lead up to the stacking of the talent.
All right, let's hit receivers, and we'll do another giveaway after that.
You look at yards, you look at touchdowns, you're looking at.
So I was at receivers for the year.
Ranked number 1.
Yeah, who thinks just number 1?
I don't
top
think
2.
I think you have to look beyond Jamar Chase and say, well, who's going to be behind him? Is the way I look at it. And
your boy.
Yeah, you have to start looking at depth at that point. If you're looking in terms of drafting and draft strategies, I think there's a lot of talent out there that you can say, yeah, I'll take any one of these 5 and be okay with them, and then from that point, then you can just start building depth. So unless you're in the top 3 picks of anybody's league for drafting, you probably won't have a shot at Jamar Chase. You just won't. Yep. And so you have to think, well, then who else is good? Who else is out there? And then you have to start, bringing out that laundry list of players. And I think there are a lot of them out there. Yeah.
Unless someone messes up the draft, there's always someone who drafts a kicker in the first round, right?
Yeah, I mean,
you get rid of kickers, smaller leagues.
You think the top receivers, you think the class that you look at Jamar Chase, Jefferson, as being perhaps at the top, but then Jefferson's got injury right now. He's got a new quarterback he's working through. Does it help? Does it not help? A lot of question marks there, I think. But there's a big group of receivers I think anybody would be happy with. Nakua, Collins, Neighbors. Maybe somebody might stretch and get Thomas in that group. Perhaps I think he might be more tier 2. But you've got a lot of options to choose from if you look beyond Chase and Jefferson.
Yeah, it's Chase to me is still, until proven otherwise, he's one of the few top guys that, because receiver, they can stay up there longer. Like running backs, that top guys generally get knocked out. Quarterback will fluctuate a little bit. Tight ends, there's been a streak, but it doesn't seem to be that powerful. And like we love CeeDee Lamb. JJ Wang, that's his current favorite player. We love him. Nothing else better than getting some of the pressure off. So Pickens is down there with Lamb. You'll get him a little later. You're looking. I mean, the Koozies there. I'm one thing that you said that one of my favorite players, and I've had him on Dynasty for years, is Nico Collins. Yeah. And I love Nico Collins, but I don't know why this year he has shot up the ranking boards. All he's done is not been healthy. He's on a team that regressed. They drafted 2 receivers, they didn't bring in an alpha, brought in 3 different guys. And I love Nico. He's right now wide receiver 7 on Fantasy Pros.
Yeah.
And I love the talent because he came in as sort of a know-nothing guy, but he scares the living tar out of me.
He had an injury, put him out for about 4 or 5 weeks. I had him on my team, and I love him when he's playing, but when he's hurt, I think for me, and because I've looked at Nico, because I have him, I had him as a possible keeper on one of my leagues, but then it's like pros and cons. Well, I think a lot of people moved Nico Collins up in their draft listings because Stroud they think is going to have a rebound year. Okay, if you argue that, okay, then I see. Okay, then he's going to have to throw to somebody. Well, Diggs isn't there anymore, so you don't have the two alphas to have to contend with as being targets. Nico can now still be the target hog, and I think if Stroud has a better season than last, and I think he will, then Nico's going to be the benefactor.
Yeah, I'm worried about the 7. Like he's your 7th receiver. Worries me a bit when there's guys around there that I'd rather have. I think that are so like I love Nico. I'm praying he does that good, and I'm good. My homer boy. I believe because the Dolphins are so terrible, they have we could play secondary for them currently, like dropping like flies. There is a chance that we get that Tyreek Hill from 2 years ago that just killed it until he got murdered right around November. But he got hurt. But that because they're going to have to. They're going to be in shootouts after shootouts. And if Tua doesn't die with his head first, he can throw. He's a very competent quarterback. He's just a nincompoop when it comes to his brains. And Tyreek is still got the speed. Waddle's will pull some stuff off the side there. And Achane on the backfield. Like I think Tyreek could be a value pick. You're getting him like in the 5th round, maybe.
Yeah, for a former number 1 pick. Exactly. Yeah. I love that too. I love how you can come in the back door that way and get good value in later rounds because the draft, position, the ranking suggests that, he's not going to have a good year, but I think he will have a better year than what people think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah,
I think it all hinges on Tua. If Tua can stay healthy, then I think everybody around him will benefit. But can Tua not make bad decisions that puts him in harm's way? And that's what happened when he got that last concussion. That was painful just to watch.
They were all scary as I'm watching. It just deflates everything. It's a matter of him just diving. But I think receivers are so deep anymore that I was usually a 0 RB drafter. I would draft receiver strong, and then unless I'm getting one of these like super studs, probably the top 6 of almost last year in the league, everything went running back. That I'm sort of swapping back, and I've done that a lot this year. And then you're looking down there. So my number 1 receiver is usually someone like maybe I'm getting Cortland Sutton as my number 1 receiver. Okay, I'll take
Evans. Yeah, right. They're so far down there, but they're
another 1,000 yards. Stephon Diggs is so underrated right now. They say he is looking killer. He's off the ACL. He's tearing up Patriots camp, and Drake May looks like he could be the real deal. Calvin Ridley on the other side over there. I mean, you're getting these guys later. There's so much depth, and they pass all the time that I would rather have Bijan and Bucky Irving. I'd rather have Jahmyr Gibbs and Kyron Williams, and then follow it up with a 3rd running back, and then just draft 8 receivers, that are not the alphas, and you're still going to get 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. You're not going to get 1,400 yards and 11 touchdowns. So it's
interesting that you mentioned Jahmyr Gibbs and Kyron Williams. I was faced with the dilemma of who to keep in the keeper league, and I had Jahmyr Gibbs and I had Kyron Williams. I had Cook, all 3 good running backs. I also had Nakua, Collins, and Neighbors, and I could only keep 3 out of this group. And to boot, I had Jalen Daniels as my quarterback. So it's like I gave up the receivers, knowing that I can still pick up at least probably 2 of the good group that's still out there. Maybe only 1 of Puka or Collins, or Neighbors. Maybe I'll only get 1 of them in my draft spot, but I'm still going to get good depth at the receiver spot at pick number 2.
Well, in a 3-team league, you should be able to do that. With a team like that, you have 2 teams. Holy moly! Did they draft anything?
Now you just got to ask him if he won.
I lost in the championship game by just a smidge, like a point. It was painful. Painful. So I get a draft 9th. But there's enough talent out there. I know I'm going to get one of those receivers back, and then I can fill in depth with whatever else. So, Cory, there's the draft strategy, and any of the other family members who are listening, you know what I'm going to do.
No,
kicker first.
Kyron Williams got 3 years, $33 million. He's going to be a third.
Nice. They finally got him his money. That's awesome.
There you go.
Yeah, I saw an interview a couple of days back on ESPN. Sounds like a really good guy. Yeah, he earned his pay, and I decided I had to keep both running backs as opposed to one of the elite receivers because I knew the receivers would still be there. Going back to the depth of the running back spot, you're not going to have but just a small handful until you have to go to the teams that go by committee. And then you're in a shared time, and I don't want to be a part of that if I could avoid it.
Yeah, you threw a dart that week.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Let's see, we got a couple of comments in the chat.
Sure.
CC3PO, Carlos is one of our teams this year.
Nice.
He says, wow. I don't know what that was in reference to. It was early on in the show, so it may be that we had a paid open spot in the league, so maybe that's why he said wow.
I love the Star Wars reference, though. Love the Star Wars reference.
That's his company name, I think.
Nice. Today marks my last day. I'm sorry. It's sad. It's a sad day in the Bassett household here. May the 4th be with you. I start wearing a different Star Wars shirt every day.
That's awesome.
And
until you run out?
No, actually, I've got another one. Today is my last Star Wars Day shirt. I've got the Mandalorian from a Chicago event that took place a few years back. So cool. I'll go back to wearing normal shirts pretty soon here. But I made it 3 full months. Yes, I'm a Star Wars geek.
That's awesome. You're raising them well. I was talking about all the holidays I get off for school and asking when we'd start getting Life Day off. But,
Life Day. May the 4th, because I live in Florida, I'm a half hour from the parking lot of Hollywood Studios. That May 4th, we go to the park to go get the merch. So
and I text him saying, get me this. Get me that.
My birthday is in late July.
Did you like your birthday present, Cory? Did you like your birthday present?
I did. It was very comfy. I wore it at the zoo. So
there you go.
Got a R2D2, like a classic retro R2D2 baseball jerseys.
Yeah,
nice. But
you should just it looks like you can walk around and beep, boop, 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 beep.
No.
Not quite. Oh, that was perfect. That was perfect.
That was good.
Yeah.
I've been working on it. It's a thing.
You were forced to as a child, correct?
I was. I have distinct memories of doing laundry all weekend, watching somewhere either the gold or the silver box. Oh, I can't remember which
one being the full screen, the other one being widescreen. Yes.
Yeah, I got an older one that had on the side it had images. It was on a VHS. It had the images across the 3 VHS tapes of one of the posters.
That's cool.
We got them at Plan 9 Music, I think it was.
That's very cool.
So, yeah, we also saw Return of the Jedi when they re-released it. We saw it in Downtown Disney.
Yep, we did.
Then.
Oh, that's cool.
97,
something like that.
Yeah, I saw the first Star Wars, The New Hope. I saw that one when it was in the theater when they did the re-release. And then got sad because they added something. I was like, "Why'd you make Jump Out?"
Oh, I actually saw it when it was out for the very first time back in '77.
Ouch!
I'm old.
I wasn't born yet. I was alive for the last two. I was alive for the last two.
I will tell you the lines were down the street. That is not an exaggeration. I've never seen a phenomenon since then. Until the re-release, actually, when Episode 1 came out, Episode 1, they were down the street too, but they're not like Episode 4. That was wild.
Oh, really?
You had to be a part of that just to experience it. Lines blocks away from the movie theater, and then you're hoping that they had enough seats that you could actually get in, and then have to wait. It's like, what happened? They opened up another theater for it. So,
yeah, and then the Titanic sank, and it just went downhill from there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, and then so then we had to write the 10 Commandments to make up for it.
Yeah. Well,
naturally. Apparently, I was that old,
But you got all the history questions wrong and twisted.
You know what? There was so much pressure, man. Even some of the easy ones, like who was?
No, wait! Don't say any of the questions. Not everyone's done it yet, including one of the people who's waiting in the wings. I'll see if I can bring him on here. But they have not taken the quiz yet, so don't say any of the questions.
Fair enough.
You all get the same ones. So, all right.
It was very fun. Put it that way. I would definitely do this one again, and the NASCAR one. That last year was fun too.
The only complaint I ever got about the NASCAR one is it's just passive, right? There's no.
Yeah, but it gets you to
like
watch
with the
and
Civics
root for
test,
somebody.
right? I don't know. I know, like I said, the only thing I know about NASCAR is a bunch of drivers make a bunch of left turns for a lot of hours, and a lot of people get really drunk watching it in the sun. So
you know
that's
everything.
All left turns there.
Yeah, and so it's like when it's a random wheel picker that assigned you guys to NASCAR versus the other things, and then which NASCAR driver you got was completely random. So like, I have no idea who's who. I know some of the names kind of passing, but and that was one of the not complaints, but like just feedback was that it's a passive way of determining draft order, right? So whereas the Civics quiz or Tetris or whatever, you get a stake in it of like how well you want to do or how well you can do. This one, it happened and there was just nothing to do about it.
Think about how most drafts are done. It's randomized, so you're kind of in the same situation, Yeah. I get the argument for sure, but I enjoyed it last year because at least I felt like I had a stake in the game, and I was like, pass him, no, don't pass him, So
why is the car flipped over?
Yeah, it's like, man. Where's my car? Don't pit stop now. What, are you quitting?
The only one thing I did this year that I very quickly caught on last year is I had to make sure the drivers who were assigned actually started the race. It almost a couple of the drivers last year had to get switched out because they weren't gonna make it that week or something like that. So this year everyone ran the race that was assigned to them, so all good.
Yeah. Good stuff.
And like from a commissioner perspective, like it's a lot of work, like coordinating between last year's 64 teams and this year 40 teams of like, all right, everyone's going to have an interactive session to do their draft order. Like that's a 40 times 30 minutes. It's going to take a little while to do. Yeah. Having a whole division that I can just have happen on the weekend, like nice and easy. So, but it's not engaging that way. So I try to have some fun with it.
Reason to come back next year. Maybe you get a different draw of divisions.
Yeah. You should do penguin races in Antarctica.
It could happen any given Sunday.
That's one of their divisions. There's actually only one. There is one team that has to take the civics test twice. They got it last year. They got it this year.
Oh man!
So, oops. I mean, it was random. So, oh well.
That's one I was hoping I did not get. I did not win civics. I did not win the civics test. I watched the videos last year of the airings of people's answers. I thought I would have done well, but it's the embarrassment factor.
Yeah, and I'm gonna clear up one thing from that video because there was a lot of people not upset, but like they were concerned about the quality of the testing of which we conducted, and I was like, okay. It's like, so to be clear, what happened was I talked to all of these teams on the side. We do all the quizzing on separate videos, and you all get asked the same questions in the same order, and I don't tell any of you anything until it's all over. So I think there might have been an idea that like the teams were all on the same Zoom call and answering the questions one at a time, and it was edited together, which great on my editing skills, I guess. But
I knew that. I knew that was the case, even though I was not in that division. I knew that's how it was going to run.
So someone asked me, how come this team got it wrong when all the people before them answered the right answer? I was like, well, they didn't know that they were doing
the easy question. Yeah.
So it's all secret questions until you do it. That's why I said don't say the questions out loud. So
yeah.
Let's see. We got a couple more comments. Some of these I'm just going to delete. It's not appropriate. Carabass says, not my fault. Tucker is the best kicker, Cory Bassett. Well, actually, I wasn't even thinking of that until you said it. So way to call yourself out.
Kickers. We did not talk about kickers, but yeah,
we didn't.
Good point.
I did make a comment about someone making a mistake and picking a kicker in the first round. She may or may not have done that before, as well as some of our other friends. It happens.
We had somebody on our league last year who did that. Remember that? Some
Were
of
they
their
present?
history where
In turf war or family leagues?
No, turf war. Didn't Lauren draft a kicker early?
Oh, she had historically done that, but
Historically, right, but not last year's season per se. But I mean,
right
in the past,
she
but
did.
that
She did pull
lives
the
with you
trigger on
forever.
kickers. Yeah,
Yeah, you do that, or if you trade your quarterback for a case of beer, those stories linger forever.
is that an option? Like,
No, but it was way back in my era that I ended up having to play against the best quarterback in the league 3 times that season because somebody decided they were going to trade their quarterback for a case of beer. The league was okay with it. And so I got stuck playing the best quarterback more times than I should have.
Well,
yeah, I don't even draft.
What kind of beer?
I don't know. I wasn't the recipient. I only
Bush.
You know,
Yeah, I think it depends on the quality of the beer here. So you're saying you don't? Yeah. So you don't even draft kickers then, Adam. You just fill it in later.
Yeah, I'd rather wait till September with that extra roster spot of whoever the best. Some leagues require that you fill the spots, but if not, I'm going to put an extra receiver or a dart throw guy there, and then come September, I'm going to go. Oh, I don't want to get rid of any of these guys. Do it every year, but most of my leagues we've dumped kickers. That's basically gambling. You never know.
I will draft one and one only and change it like, well, I would say change it like underwear, but that's only once a week. And that's not good, guys.
I change it every 6 weeks. When there's a bye week, peace out, kicker. That's
I thought you were talking about your underwear. I was like, oh,
yes, that too. I don't wear underwear. That's the problem.
What's it? Big Hero 6. They go front, they go back, then they reverse it, and then they go front back.
Yeah, reverse it. Yeah, good mileage out of it.
Yeah. I like to have a full roster by the end of the draft, just so that I know I've got it. But I usually just go historical average. It's a statistics thing. Look, if you're putting up more points every week, you're going on my team compared to the other guy. There's no loyalty in kickers, so.
Well, I think there are some better teams than others to have a kicker for. I mean, if you're going to draft a kicker, then draft somebody that you think is going to be on a team that's going to score a lot of points, or notoriously will get down to the red zone and choke, and therefore you have to kick a field goal. So you can look at some historical data on that, but I have Aubrey on one of my teams from the Dynasty League, and I don't plan on giving him up. He'll kick it from the next county over if he has to.
Yeah, I got Butker. I like the Chiefs. They score a lot of points generally. So
again, score a lot of points. Yeah, exactly.
Right. And I think we're all saying pretty much the same thing. When I look at it, I don't necessarily look at the strength of schedule for a kicker. I just, when it comes to picking up a new one, I'll say, okay, who's putting up more points, right? Mm-hmm. And are they putting up good points? If you're putting up more points, you're probably going on my team because it's got to be there. And I'll take a guy who's got 30 more points than the next guy and not really pay attention.
In early season, if your bye week is soon, I'll get the kicker with the longest bye week.
Week 5.
I don't have to think about it, and then I'll wait. Everybody's dropped their kickers, so at some point, unless you're the numbskull that carries 2 kickers after your bye week, there's a lot of kickers by week 10. Yeah. So I can pick up a second tier kicker, and it doesn't matter because that's a matter of 3 points or a lucky 30. It's a total crapshoot.
So that was the issue last year with 16-team leagues, is that there wasn't much left out there. In some cases, there were no other kickers. You had to roll the dice with what you got or do without, or take that other kicker because somebody's looking for one.
Ooh.
Oops.
I've done that before. I've done it. Matthew Ane from last year, he had a really good strategy of picking people up and dropping them within a certain window so that they couldn't pick them up until the following week after waiver.
Guilty.
That's a dirty play, but I get it. It's game.
I would wait until Friday noon to pick up somebody, knowing that I could drop them right before game and nobody else could pick them up. So
just to sideline the player for the week.
Just to sideline them.
Take them out.
Some formats have changed where you got to have them till Sunday. So some people I know I've done it where you pick it up and immediately it puts them to waivers for those 2 days. Some formats now they're like, hey, we've caught on to you guys, so keep them for a little bit.
Yeah, we keep it pretty loose on our fantasy turf war stuff. So it's pretty as standard as standard goes in terms of rules. So it is fair game in terms of strategy. It's allowed. I haven't had luckily there has been too bad of shenanigans on the teams, people trying to load up stuff. So it's pretty even.
It's all good.
Hasn't been a problem in the last 8 editions of Fantasy Turf Wars. So
yeah.
Good. All right, let's do a quick giveaway and then kind of start to wrap up. I know we went long. Apologize on that. Let's see. I have another koozie, Game Day. And another pack of Alpha Clash.
Alpha Clash.
So that will go out. Let's see. Question. Let's go Fantasy Turf War. Let's do other than the Fantasy Couriers. Name me a playoff team from season 1.
Ooh.
And Dad, you can't win again.
I can't win. Yeah, good teams. I'm saying good teams made it last year.
Some very good teams. It was a pretty healthy playoff situation. So
yeah.
And I think
hint,
all
you
the playoff
about one
teams.
of them who won trophy.
We talked about a lot of them.
Yeah.
Well, we did talk about all of the division winners. So
yeah,
I'm in a fantasy league with one of them.
Yeah,
I'll see him in 3 weeks.
So yeah, so we'll leave that open. We'll keep it going. First, want to put that in the chat or get a hold of me somehow, way, shape, form. I will call that out. We'll send you off a cool little package. All right, so let's wrap up. Again, I apologize for going over. I know it's a little bit later on your guys' coast. You guys are East Coasters.
No big deal. Good fireside chat. Good fireside chat.
That's what happened with Adam and I's interview. I had to actually check to make sure we hit record. It's like, oh, crap. But I just felt like we were chatting. So I was like, oh, yeah. We're doing an interview. I forgot about that. So, Fantasy Turf War. So this year we've got a couple changes. A lot's going to stay the same. We have a couple new pieces of content, but most of it's going to stay the same. A couple new faces, a couple old faces. You guys are the old faces. Sorry. That's more of a dad joke, but all right. Let's see. So what are you most excited about with Fantasy Turf War Season 2, either as a whole or just compared to Season 1?
Go for it, Adam.
I'll say for me this year, it's going to be cool because I'm going to get to meet more people. So I'm going from it because fantasy, we talked about in the interview, like for me, I did an interview with a girl for a dissertation about what fantasy is in your identity. It was kind of cool last week. I had to talk to her for a while. She randomly found us. I can send you all the link because she's looking for more people to fill them out. But it was, for me, fantasy is not so much about like the victory. It's cool to win, but it's about the people I've met. It's about the people I've connected with. I got anybody that's in Fantasy Turf War that's watching this. If you hit me up at thefantasycouriers@gmail.com, I will add a section of you to our website. So boom, you're right on there. And I refreshed. I got 2 on there that are already on there. So anybody who does it, and we can see if we can fit you into schedule. Our schedule during the season is just such a mess. I can do off season getting you in and whatnot, but it's meeting the people. And from this point where I am now, I'm going to get to meet a lot of the teams. I'm going to get to talk to them as part of the way we're formatting this. So that's going to be the exciting thing for me because football is the game that we go through, and football is how I've learned to get to interact with people. I've used it to raise money for charity. I've used it to just help out and just have a fun time. That's the exciting part just for me this year is to get to know the rest of the league better.
That's a tough one to follow up, Adam. That's well said.
It took my answer, so now I got to think of something.
Just say you won a trophy. I already did that, so I can't do that again.
I am excited to be back Season 2 to help support Shelter Dogs for Veterans. Great cause. So always glad to be a part of something like that when they're going to help true, genuine people in need. So to me, that was a bonus when I got introduced to them last year and was able to be a part of this league. I am excited when it comes to football season. It doesn't matter who you cheer for, who your fantasy teams are, who's on your rosters, or I'm just glad football's back. I don't generally watch the Hall of Fame game. I did watch a good part of it on Monday just because it was football. Football's
I didn't
back.
even know it happened until the day after.
I didn't watch much. I just wanted to see. It's like, the reality is here. We're back now. I think it's going to be fun competition for the league itself, but I'm also interested in learning more about how to grow a brand and how to grow a business. And I think there's a lot that I can learn, and maybe not specifically to help out Shelter Dogs for Veterans case, but more for myself as well, then I know I can take these life lessons, these learnings, and do something more with it, So I'm just glad to be back. I'm excited that football season's here and to be a part of it with you guys.
Yeah. All right. So can't do that one. Can't do that one. Well, I guess I'm out of reasons. So, what I'll say is, I think one of the big things that we all kind of noticed, and one of the biggest pieces of feedback we got were, man, this was great. I want to know more about these people and figure out where I can connect with them and work with them.
Yes.
It's like, whoa. So we knew I knew what I had set out to do as part of Fantasy Turf War, and bringing a bunch of these similar people, like, again, great people doing great things, and put them together in a community that just so happens to play fantasy football too. So kind of like gamifying what you're doing, growing your own business, and a little bit of an education piece. And did someone got it right in the question? Carswell Golf was a playoff team. So Joel, I will get you the prize back.
Well done.
You got the koozie and pack of Alpha Clash cards.
Well done.
He is also one of the teams. Game Changers 365. We did their interview. Great guy. So congratulations.
Well
That's
done.
Cool to win. But yeah, so one of the things like you never know how this is going to land, right? The first 7 years that we did this, it was never in front of social media. It was a morale thing. So there was a lot of learning on that side to do from how do you engage people in that way. And so you make the best choices you can. You do what you think you can, and sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. It comes to like channel numbers and all that stuff. Like, look, it didn't do as great as we thought it would, but it did a lot of what we hoped it would. So it was a good foundation, and this year we wanted to build on it. You're gonna get a lot of that networking stuff naturally just by seeing it if you're an active participant, right? But we wanted to make it intentional, and so that was the year. This year is like all about intention. I want you to interact and work with the other teams, partner with the other teams, and all that stuff on purpose, not just because it happened. There were some pairings that happened last year just naturally, but now I want to make it intentional, and that's where we're making the big pivot this year. So there's some internal things we're doing with the digital passport. It's digital now. I ran out of time. Sorry. So we're doing a digital passport to help incentivize the teams that are doing that internally to get the 40 teams connected. And then we're also doing external things with contests and things like that to incentivize the community, the viewers, the audience, you at home, to also be a part of this community as well. So that maybe next year when we expand to 80 teams, you want to join us. So we'll see how that goes. We made some good choices, we think, over the off season on how to do this right better, and we'll see how it lands. But I think that's what I'm excited to see is, one, can I make something that's existed in my head for so long into a reality and make that an actual thing that lives? And we did that last year. Can I do it in a way that we build more of a system than a once-off kind of thing, right? Like I want this to be a system that just keeps cranking year over year over year and builds and grows and builds that community out. Because like I said, a lot of these teams, a lot of these companies in the league are great people doing awesome stuff, and the only problem they really have, outside of maybe some education things, is they just need eyeballs. And if you're in the middle of somewhere in California or Idaho or whatever, that might not be the easiest thing to get. So don't do that work by yourself. This isn't a single player game. This is all of us working together. It's a lot easier when 40 teams are working together towards a common goal of lifting, raising the tide, lifting all the ships, than to have to try and figure this out on your own.
Mm-hmm.
So in all of those aspects of businesses, whether it's content creation or strategy or marketing or merchandise, whatever it may be, you have questions, you have things you can improve on in your company. You don't need to do that by yourself unless you want to, but you can do that with a bunch of people, and you can have some fun and win some trophies, and build this long-lasting relationship with folks that you can do it together.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm excited to see. we're growing. I think we put a lot of roots down the last couple of years that'll help that grow. So I think that's what I'm most excited about.
Excellent, most excellent.
Be excellent. Long-winded answer. All right, so like I said, we went a little long today, but it's the first show. It was fun. So apologize to your spouses.
My wife goes to bed like 8. It's okay. 8 Eastern. This is why
I may have to grovel a little bit here. I might have to grovel.
Pictures there didn't happen. But
good.
Yeah.
Good.
So it was fun, and look,
tons of fun.
We'll have a couple chats offline. I know there's one person that's eager to get in on the conversation. Hopefully next week. So we'll round that corner. Yeah, this is good. So Tuesday nights we're going to do our Fantasy Turf War live. It'll be a little shorter, more concise, a little more scripted. Particularly once we get to regular season, just because you're kind of in that churn at that point. Wednesday is hopefully Antarctica pending. We will have our league update shows where you can find out how the teams are doing across divisions. That's where all the teams' information gets put together. So I'll be doing that one remote. That's how I do it from Antarctica. And then Thursday we'll hopefully start to grab in some of these businesses for coffee chat
nice.
On a Thursday night. Just sit around, have a good conversation. Again, good people doing good things. And now the idea with the Thursday show is to put some faces to the brand. So you're more likely to buy from people if you know, trust, and respect them. You'll probably already respect them. But if you can put the face to it and know that they're doing a good thing, more likely to buy from them than just some faceless corporation kind of deal. So that's the idea. Put a bunch of these brands together and get to know them a little bit, so you know what you're getting into when you're buying their products. So,
sounds good.
And I do a thorough vetting, right? Most of the companies I've talked to in one stage of the application process, or they're returning from last year and I vetted them last year. So like, these are good people. These people are doing good things, and they deserve the attention. You guys deserve the attention. So hopefully we can bring some light into that. So.
Until next week.
Yeah, until next week. Let's
Bring
go
your
around
friends.
the room. Yeah, share the show with everyone you know. This will go out on all platforms every week. I'll get a little bit better with the messaging so that it's automatic. Adam, until then, where can people find you?
Fantasy Couriers, anywhere you listen to fantasy football or wherever you listen to your podcast, we're on there. We pop up on YouTube, but if you don't want to see our handsome faces anywhere there, go to www.fantasycouriers.com. I got links to everything on there. We just did our rankings. My Fantasy Pros rankings pop up there, and any articles I contribute to, I'll put a link to them in there as well to give you some resources, have some fun, and just enjoy the league. And you can always email us if you have any questions. I have a lady who emails me almost every week, and she actually got connected with the Gridiron Guidance too. I sent her that way. She's like, oh yeah, we've been talking too. So fantasycouriers@gmail.com. So we're usually pretty good about responding.
Very cool. And Dad, Cameron, where can people find you?
Since I am supporting Shelter Dogs for Veterans, I don't really have a website for myself here, but I would encourage everybody to go out there, just take a peek, see what they're doing. Good work out there. But if you need to get a hold of me, Cory knows how. I'll be here every week as well.
Yeah, I'll put his address, his last 4 of his social security, anything you want. I'll put in the chat. He goes for long walks. But no, it's been fun, and I'm excited to get season 2 started. It has been a busy off season, and it is not going to stop anytime soon. So
agree.
It's going to be a fun ride, and I'm glad you guys are here with me. So thanks for joining me today. Thank you for you at home watching us. Quite a few people at home, so excited to see that as well. But until next time, gentlemen, we will see you guys next week.
Sounds good.
All righty. Take care.
Bye now.